Since the late 1700s, the Oak Island crew, geologist Terry Matt and historian Charles Baruch, have been exploring the island for treasure. Treasure seekers and history buffs have long frequented the Money Pit, a deep pit thought to hold pirate loot, but the crew just found something more darker than they had anticipated. The story of Oak Island began in the late 1800s, when a strange dip in the ground led to the excavation of the deep pit. The team's recent discovery has raised new questions and rumors, with some people thinking they may have discovered something more dangerous than treasure. A small piece of gold was found, hinting at more hidden secrets. The dark secrets beneath the Money Pit are darker than expected. The team is currently advancing each discovery by fusing science and human hands. One of the most remarkable discoveries made during the excavation of the island's long-kept secrets was a gold-plated brooch from the 14th century, which generated discussions on its relationship to the island's legendary treasures or its former inhabitants. A tunnel 95 feet below the surface was discovered in 3 separate places, indicating that it might be the route to the long-lost wealth, and DNA tests showed that people from other places had somehow found their way to Oak Island. Fans are shocked and left wondering when the team abruptly stops working on the Curse of Oak Island, which is a unique adventure that combines history, archaeology, and treasure hunting experts. Historians join in to discuss what might be hidden on the island, adding to the excitement of the story. Some speculate that they may have encountered environmental or safety issues. Some people think they've discovered something hazardous or valuable, but the most thrilling, the wood sample from Boro DN 111.5 contains gold traces, which may indicate a greater quantity of gold nearby. However, the lack of specific information allows for crazy speculations like supernatural forces or government action. As Marty Lagena and his team continue their exploration, they encounter difficulties entering the recently discovered cave in the hopes of finding answers. They dig deeper beneath the ancient cave of Oak Island in search of hidden treasures, finding underground passageways and rooms that may hold secrets that have been buried for centuries. Recently, they received sonar data from the Money Pit that revealed mysterious structures 150 feet below the ground hidden inside Aladdin's cave. This discovery raises questions about the previous use of Oak Island as a place to hide treasures. In order to document the moment when they finally solve the mysteries of Oak Island, they also choose to record their exploration. While digging at the Money Pit, an enigmatic location on Oak Island, Rick Lagena and Craig Tester found a subterranean tunnel that was roughly 65 feet deep, indicating a sizable artificial room constructed beneath the island. Excitement was raised by this discovery, since it might lead to the finding of further hidden caverns and the treasures they had been looking for. However, they encountered a significant issue with flooding, which might have prevented them from carrying out their investigation to unravel the mystery the team brought in underwater. In order to determine whether humans had previously explored the deep cave and whether there were any hidden routes that might lead them farther into the earth, the team enlisted imaging specialist Blaine Carr to assist them. They also received an exciting report from Aiden Technologies that revealed numerous possible treasure targets. The team concentrated on Aladdin's cave, a recently found location that provided intriguing new clues. They explored the cave using a high-definition camera, which was crucial in figuring out whether humans had previously been inside it, created thorough scans of Aladdin's cave using sonar equipment, which could aid in their comprehension of its layout and possible historical applications. The team used a sonar device called the Echologger D710 to create a 3D map of the underwater spaces required to explore Oak Island's hidden treasures after discovering evidence of man-made structures inside Aladdin's cave. This allowed them to fully assess the cave's size and potential hidden tunnels leading to other parts of the island. After the sonar scan, they discovered a man-made entrance going into a cave that appeared to have formed naturally. This knowledge gave them a better idea of how everything was related and might help them locate potential routes connecting to other hidden sections of the island. They were energized by this discovery and believed they were approaching a significant discovery. On Oak Island, an isolated island, Rick, Marty, and the team are looking for a treasure when they come across an old river raft. The iron spike, which may have had a variety of functions prior to the 1840s, corresponds with artifacts gathered by Frank White, an ardent admirer of Oak Island's past. A blacksmith specialist named Carmen Legg determines that the item is a 4-inch long wedge with a ring surrounding it. Carmen speculates that this wedge was most likely utilized on the island for woodworking or construction, either keeping logs together or secretly curing building components. The team is eager to investigate the depths of the tunnel until they discover an unanticipated water leak from the tunnel's soil. Roger suggests drilling about 9 huge holes in the impacted wall and filling them with urethane in order to stop the water. This technique plugs and solidifies the leaks, advancing the group into the tunnel that goes straight beneath the garden shaft and toward what they refer to as the baby blob. A crucial meeting involving hydrogeologist Dr. Fred Michael, chemist Dr. Mark Lukeman, and geoscientist Dr. Ian Spooner is held in the war room. According to Dr. Spooner, Baroli L16 leads to Aladdin's Cave, a sizable cavern that is rich in organic materials and gold. To get to the center of Aladdin's grotto, the crew intends to create a fresh borehole. Rick and Gar, brothers, set out on a search for ancient coins on Oak Island. They discover a metal detector that produces a strong signal close to the surface, indicating that they have located an antique coin where they had been looking. The coins appear to have been made by hand because they resemble an old Roman coin that was found nearby. Marty, Rick's brother, joins the hunt, and the two of them take their findings to the Interpretative Center, where Lily and Emma evaluate the computed tomography and X-ray fluorescence. To examine the coins, Connecticut scans are utilized. Since the first coin is primarily made of copper with a small amount of silver, copper, silicone, lead, and tin, it may have been mined before modern coin-making techniques were developed. The second coin, which was found to have an intricate pattern of a female figure in its center, similar to Roman coins, was made of these materials. The final coin has a distinctive pattern that looks like a fine chain link, which is proof that it was made of brass. In just one episode, the crew finds a piece of iron that resembles a map in Lot 5, continuing their journey. Another coin was discovered, increasing the total number of coins to 4 Tony digs into Onar evidence that indicates human actions, and a piece of lumber that is well-shaped and supports the features of the map is discovered amongst his efforts. The actions of the team raise concerns regarding the activities that have occurred in the past on the island and with the Knights Templar, an area of Oak Island that is well known for its history, and Buildings was found to have a land that was uncovered by a group of researchers in close proximity to a huge boulder. They found a rusty iron nail embedded in wood, white, and blue pottery, and a clay pipe stem, all of which pointed to the possibility of a historical dumping position. It was revealed that there was a narrative that had been buried in the marsh when fragments of antique glass bottles emerged from the muck. A metal detector produced a strong signal of the presence of metal, which led to the discovery of an item in the form of a disc with a hole in the middle that resembled an old Chinese currency. The crew is currently waiting for the Interpretative Center to release the study's findings, which will provide more clues regarding the discovery and an insight into the lives of Oak Island's early residents. It is possible that the area was a historical trade center that was inspired by either a shipwreck or the actions of the indigenous people who lived there. A large piece of pottery was discovered buried in the wet earth, indicating that it was most likely a significant cooking vessel that was used in the late 1700s. The group hypothesized that this item may have been concealed by someone, possibly a treasure hunter, or that it might have been possessed by the first people to arrive on the island.
Before we continue, let's discuss why this is so perplexing. The Knights Templar were a powerful and secretive medieval order renowned for their what initially seemed like a small Spanish Morav coin turned out to be a potential link to a vast Knights Templar fortune that could be hidden somewhere on Oak Island. The idea that this island could hold the key to a legendary Templar treasure drove fans and treasure hunters alike captivated. Now let's shift our attention to the grape shot ammunition and horseshoe in Season 5, Episode 8 titled Dan's Breakthrough. It was one of those moments that added more pieces to the puzzle and kept viewers captivated. So, the Lagena brothers and Gary Drayton, never ones to give up, decided to return to Lot 16 near the area where they had previously found 2 English coins in an earlier Season 5 episode, Obstruction. They were on a mission to continue their treasure hunt, and boy did they make some fascinating discoveries. First, they came across a small horseshoe fragment, suggesting it might have been made for a mule or a pony. This was a clue that hinted at the possibility of some kind of activity involving animals in the past on Oak Island. But then things took a more dramatic turn. The trio stumbled upon a piece of ammunition known as grape shot. Grape shot was essentially a cluster of small, round iron balls fired from ship cannons. The fact that they found this on the island was incredibly intriguing. It hinted at a historical connection to maritime activity, possibly even battles or hidden caches of valuables. And the surprises didn't end there. They also discovered another small coin, likely from the 17th century, which was consistent with previous coin findings on the island. Each of these artifacts contributed an additional stratum to the expanding enigma of Oak Island. However, the 16th episode of Season 5, entitled Seeing Red, featuring the garnet pendant, was a game-changer that kept viewers on the edge of their seats. Lagena and Gary Drayton made the decision to revisit the location where they had previously unearthed a decorative keyhole. Unbeknownst to them at the time, their return journey would undoubtedly unearth an even more valuable artifact. The investigation commenced with the discovery of a military button from the 17th century, which bore resemblance to the button they encountered in Episode 2 of Season 2. However, the situation became truly thrilling when they unearthed a brooch and what at first appeared to be a multifaceted ruby. In the Season 5 finale, the stakes were abruptly elevated to an entirely new level when the possibility of discovering a precious gemstone on Oak Island kept viewers on the edge of their seats. Incredible discoveries. Gary Drayton had this jewelry examined by a gemologist, and the revelation was nothing short of astounding. What they had mistaken for a ruby was, in fact, a hand-cut Raleigh garnet set in silver. What was even more astounding was that the estimated date of this gem was the 1500s or 1600s. This semi-precious gemstone was not only a valuable discovery, but the most valuable treasure the Lagena team possessed. Following that, which was previously unearthed, the gold-plated brooch was featured in Season 6, specifically in the premiere episode. The discovery in Rick's Big Bang Theory was a genuine game-changer, and it filled the audience with anticipation. Gary Drayton and Lagena are on Oak Island near the residence of Daniel McGinnis, one of the earliest treasure hunters from the 1700s. Using his dependable metal detector, Gary Drayton receives a promising signal. As their anticipation grows, they begin digging, and lo and behold, a jeweled brooch. This was their second such find, following a garnet brooch they discovered in the previous season. Seeing Red, the excitement continued in the 6th episode of the following. According to Lutheran Brain, the brooch's threaded technique estimated its age to be no later than the 14th century, notwithstanding the glass gem. It was a remarkable jewelry item with a lengthy and enigmatic past. However, the real revelation came when Dr. Krista Bro and Dr. Xiang Yang, employing an electron microscope, identified a gold component within the brooch. This revelation was a genuine epiphany, whereas the gem itself may have been a little bit disappointing. The brooch that was encircling it was discovered to be an authentic treasure of Oak Island artifact. Next on the list is the hand-painted pottery featured in Episode 14 of Season 8, titled Fire in the Hole. This particular discovery captivated viewers intently, as it offered a glimpse into the enigmatic workings of Oak Island. To provide a brief synopsis, archaeologists Miriam Amiro and Dr. Aaron Taylor embark on an expedition to decipher the parameters of a stone pathway that potentially holds the key to unlocking the island's secrets. As their investigation progresses, they fortuitously encounter a remarkable handcrafted artifact. Upon further inspection, they discover pottery fragments adorned with vibrantly colored designs, painted by hand in red, blue, and green hues. These exquisite fragments provide insight into a long history of human activity on Oak Island, a mysterious location shrouded in mystery for centuries. What makes the discovery of these colorful pottery pieces along the stone pathway that the team is laboriously attempting to investigate even more intriguing is that they were not found as isolated finds. Rather, they were discovered while following a breadcrumb trail of hints. Lastly, gold was unearthed in Episode 2 of Season 9, titled The Gold Medal of the Curse of Oak Island. This find captivated Oak Island enthusiasts. The Oak Island team laboriously sorts through the spoils unearthed from tedious holes in the money pit area. It's a laborious process, but they eventually come across a piece of metal that could be precisely what they've been seeking all these years. They transport this metal specimen to an archaeology laboratory. The most intriguing aspect of this metal fragment, which is composed of numerous elements, is that approximately 0.07% of it registers as Au, the chemical symbol for gold. This is a game changer. Gold has been a long-standing enigma surrounding Oak Island. Presently, archaeologists are discovering indications of this precious metal in the very soil they've been excavating. However, the intrigue does not cease there. Just 2 episodes later, in episode 4 of season 9, they make another metallic discovery. This time, it is only a stone's throw from where
the crew's unwavering quest takes them to the fabled Chapel Vault, a secret room thought to hold priceless jewels or long-lost historical items in the most recent leaked episode of Oak Island's 12th season. But tragedy. The team is ready to go farther than ever before, using a huge steel casing and an enormous watertight chamber made to withstand the pressure and dangers of underground excavation, and lurks in the island's ancient defenses, ready to strike back with cutting-edge technology and resolve. With a diamond found on Lot 5, the search has been rocked by a finding that leaves more questions than answers and suggests a relationship to a powerful and wealthy person. Though history indicates that Oak Island does not readily reveal its secrets, possibilities include Whispers of the Knights, Temple of the Freemasons, and infamous pirates who may have long concealed their wealth. The team's advanced equipment may finally give them the advantage. As the excavation enters its most crucial stage, the tension is at an all-time high, but the team is more focused than ever, and discoveries are coming in at an unprecedented rate. In this gripping video, viewers can see the Lagena brothers and their team working to drain the swamp, investigate the enigmatic boulder pathway, and discover revolutionary A collection of treasures was found in the Money Pit on Oak Island. For more than 200 years, hunters had been looking for something unique. They discovered odd symbols on a stone, pieces of bone, and a red cross that alluded to a treasure connected to the Knights' Temple. Despite draining the swamp a week prior, the team encountered obstacles like sticks and mud when they found a large stone area created by people near the swamp's eye and boulders that appeared to be uncovered stones. Dr. Ian Spooner, an expert in rocks and soil, thought the swamp was created by humans long ago. The team also found large rocks that resembled those found in Nolan's Cross and blue clay on them. The team then proceeded to investigate further 1,000 meters away in Traverse City, after Dr. Spooner suggested that the stones might have been placed there on purpose. They had a crucial conversation with Mark Monahan of Irving Equipment Limited regarding the steel coffer dam near Smith's Cove. The government permit for the dam was about to expire, so the team needed to move quickly to remove it and adhere to environmental regulations. The team is committed to finding a boat in Smith's Cove and safely removing the dam because time is running out, and they want to make it all work out and discover the hidden treasure. 2 team members, Rick and Billy, were going on an adventure to discover the secrets hidden beneath Oak Island. They were assigned to find a tunnel that brought seawater into the Money Pit, a location where they had found numerous old wooden structures. They weren't sure if they were dealing with a tunnel or a wall, but as they dug deeper, they came across a sturdy wall that didn't look like a typical tunnel. Intrigued, they decided to investigate further, and they discovered a wooden shaft that added a new twist to their search for treasure. Peter Brunetti and Alex Lagena were searching the Uplands region for information regarding D. One of the first people to find the Money Pit was Daniel McInnes. In 1795, when exploring the Uplands, they came across a building with a wall but no windows, which they believed to be a clue to the Mrs. family's secrets. In the war room, friends Rick Lagena and Gary Drayton find an LED artifact near the Money Pit area. Test results using a laser show that the artifact is made of lead and contains mercury and tin. The friends are perplexed by this discovery and debate several theories. The team hoped that this was only the beginning of solving the mystery, and were eager to follow any trails and learn more about the Mexis family as time ran out. Some people think Bacon buried treasures on Oak Island, possibly in a vault guarded by a unique element called mercury. Another theory holds that Sir Francis Bacon, a well-known figure from England in the 1600s, utilized mercury to preserve crucial documents. Another discovery is a lead cross that is 700 years old. As they continue their search, they find a large house and other old items, but the McGinnis Foundation, a special location protected by the government, makes the treasure hunt even more intriguing. From a distant place, a team racing against time finds a hidden door near an old home, possibly a secret basement. They also find an old fancy knife that they believe was a special piece of history. A group of geologists, led by geologist Terry, explored Oak Island with an emphasis on the history of each discovery. They found a secret tunnel that led to the Money Pit, where they discovered wooden walls that had been handmade a long time ago. The walls had old wood that had been cut with an axe, similar to the wood they had found elsewhere. The friends were thrilled about this discovery, and believed they might be on the verge of discovering a famous flood tunnel, so they decided to lower a bucket into a deep hole to see what was below. Bill cautioned them to be cautious and bring the bucket slowly down in the hopes that it would reveal something amazing. As the bucket descended, they noticed old wood and wondered if it was worn out or playing tricks. The buddies were filled with excitement and adventure when they discovered an original tunnel on Oak Island. This discovery was a pivotal point in their journey, leading them to question the perseverance of those who created it initially. Rick. The team was determined to uncover the secrets hidden in Oak Island soil, and as time ran out, they decided to keep digging and explore the unknown. Billy and Terry set out on an adventure to find a secret tunnel connecting to the Money Pit on Oak Island. They found cool stuff, but had to wait for a new day when Marty and Craig joined the team to stop the tunnel that brings water to the Money Pit. They found an old piece of wood shaped like an U, reminding them of a time long before the Money Pit was made. Marty recommended that they use buckets to unearth more secrets, so they dug deeper and discovered a tunnel that appeared to be a dark pathway that led deeper into the earth, but it wasn't stable enough to solve the mystery. They placed a camera on the side of a bucket so that they could explore without having to descend. The camera revealed the flood tunnel's hidden details, making the team's mission an exciting adventure. Using a special camera on the digging machine's long arm, the team explored the wooden structures and a hole in the wood in search of a mysterious treasure hidden deep beneath the ground. The team was fascinated by the U-shaped structures and the potential for a collapsed tunnel, and they used dendrochronology to determine the age of the wood, which could lead to a key to a hidden tunnel. However, time was running out as large machines were approaching to remove a steel wall known as a coffer dam. The team had to cease their search for the remainder of the year, but they were still uncertain whether they had located the treasure, despite finding wood and dirt layers that suggested there might be a hidden tunnel. People had been looking for a unique treasure on Oak Island for more than 200 years, and the island had a history of secrets and harmful curses. The brothers in their team are determined to uncover the secrets of Oak Island, a mysterious island guarded by ancient hand-carved timbers and mysterious shafts. They find coconut fiber near the bottom of the shaft, which they believe is an ancient structure guarding the Money Pit. They also discover old iron spikes from the 1700s, which they believe may be older than the original discovery in 1795. Rick and Marty Lagena led a group to find the main flood tunnel that had kept the treasure hidden. They found big boards from an old shaft in the uplands area, but the treasure remained out of reach. When Gary Drayton joins the group in the war room, they learn of Eagle Canada's seismic scanning operation. They are thrilled about the possible breakthrough in their search for the treasure and are eager to discover more as the scanning process provides them with hints about what might be buried up to 300 feet below the island's surface. As the day goes on, the team's excitement increases as they approach their objective. Two new friends join the adventure with a superhero excavator to dig deep into the ground. Billy Gart, an expert with heavy equipment, is operating the excavator. The team is searching for hidden secrets beneath the island.